My name's Sierra. I work at Custom Corner at Farmer John's. We're going to be making 2 bows today. Let's get started. You'll need scissors, floral wire, sticks, and ribbon. Here's the first bow we'll be making. You can make this bigger by adding loops or smaller by taking out loops. The supplies we'll need are the ribbon, the scissors, and our floral wire. So about 1 bolt of ribbon will get you 2.5 of these bows for reference. So first I'm going to start by making our tails. I'm just going to measure this one about that long, so it'll be this long on each side. If I cut it in half here and snip the bottom, I'm going to put this aside and we're going to use it later. We're going to start our bow by rolling the ribbon away from you, and you're going to tuck it in to make your center loop, and you're going to twist to bring your pattern forward, and your twist has to be really tight. So then we're going to make our first loop on one side. About that big. It doesn't have to be too big. And then we're going to twist it again right on top of that last twist. Again, they have to be really tight and don't let go. So we're going to match the other side. I'm going to twist again. And then I'm going to go up a little to make a side loop. Twist again. They're all very tight and on top of each other. And I'm going to switch it to go to the other side. I'm going to twist again. Now we're going to go down this way. And your fingers and your hands make great measuring tools. So I kind of pull them to make sure they're right where I want them. And you can use your palms to measure. So I'm about 1 palm length away from this loop here. I'm going to twist and copy it on this side. If your ribbon gets tangled, it's okay to take a minute to untwist it. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more loops on this one. And I'm going to do 1 final twist to make sure it doesn't come undone. And now I'm going to cut, so I'm going to cut right here, but give yourself a little bit of wiggle room in case your finger slips and your bow doesn't come undone. So I'm going to add my tails right in the middle. And you're going to take your wire, send it through the center over your thumb, tuck it under your thumb, and bring the wire around the back. So now you're going to twist as tight as you can and twist your bow to make your wire even tighter. Now we're going to come to the front again. I'm going to pull these down so we can measure them out. And then I fold this in half and cut inward to make this cute little V at the end. And that's how you make that bow. Here's the second bow we'll be making today. If you have the stick on it, it's great for porch pots, or you can leave the stick off and use it on a wreath or on a tree. We'll be needing sticks, floral wire, our scissors, and 2 different kinds of ribbon. So like in our first video, you'll want to have your tails ready. So I've cut those beforehand. So for our second bow, we're going to be layering these on top of each other. I put the patterned ribbon on top of the solid ribbon. So you'll make this bow a lot like the first one. You'll roll them away from you and you'll tuck this in. So on the inside, you'll also want to give yourself a little bit of room so that if your finger slips a little, your bow doesn't unravel. So I'm going to pull these out. And this bow, instead of making a center loop, we're just going to be making all kinds of loops. So I'm going to make these about this big. I'm going to twist like the first bow to bring the pattern back forward. And now for all the rest of my loops, I'm going to be making them the same size. And to do that, I just kind of pull them up to measure a little bit. And there's no rhyme or reason to how many loops go in each bow. It's just whatever feels right. When you're making these bows, your ribbon will definitely get tangled up. So I just unravel them, put them back together, and just keep making bows. So right now, when we pull these apart, I'll have 6 loops because there's 3 loops total and there's 2 ribbons for each loop. I'm just going to keep going. I think we'll do 1 more. So it looks a little bit of a mess right now, but don't worry, it'll all work together. So I'm going to do my final twist on the bottom. cut, give yourself a little bit of room so your bow doesn't entangle. And then I'll add my tails. Now we'll add our tails onto the back. I'm just going to roll them over like that. And then from the front, you'll put your wire through the center of your bow, tuck it under your thumb, and pull them around to the back. Just like the last time, you'll tie this as tight as you can, and then twist the bow. So the next step is to just pull these apart. It does look like a little bit of a mess, but it all works out in the end. So I'll pull almost as hard as I can, not too hard so the bow comes undone. Since the red one's on this side, I'm going to pull the cardinal out next to that one. So then at the end, I grab the wire from the very base, and you just fluff this out. You want some of them to be a little bit crooked, not so uniform. So then the sticks that we said in the beginning that we needed, at the very back, you can take your stick and wrap this around. All right, and now we'll take the tails and we'll measure them to cut them. So on one side, I'm going to fold them both in half like the first one. Cut upwards to make that nice little V. Then I'm going to measure it on this side and see where I need to cut the other side. Now your bow is ready to go in your porch pot. Thanks for watching. Visit Custom Corner with any questions. We'll see you soon. Bye!